Hey, what's up everybody? How you doing? Welcome back to Karpo Gaming and another Diablo 4 video. Well, today we now know what the PC specs requirements are. And if you was thinking it's going to be a lot, well, think again. Let's talk about it. Let's go. Once again, thanks for watching everybody. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get started with the PC specs requirements for Diablo 4. Now, the team at Diablo 4 just put this information out in a nice blog, and we're going to talk about it. Let's start off first with the minimum PC spec requirements. Now, to run Diablo 4 at 1080p native resolution at 720p in render resolution at low graphics settings and 30 frames per second, this is what you need. Your operating system needs to be Windows 10 version 1909 or newer. Your processor needs to be an Intel i5 2500K or AMD FX 8350. And your memory needs to be around 8 gigabytes RAM. The graphics need to be NVIDIA GeForce GTX 660 or AMD Radeon R9 280. And DirectX needs to be version 12. Storage needs to be an SSD with at least 90 gigabyte of available space. And of course, you will need broadband connection. Now for our medium spec requirements. Now, in order to run this at 1080p resolution, the medium graphics settings, and 60 frames per second for Diablo 4, you will need a 64-bit Windows 10 PC running at version 1909 or newer. Processors need to be Intel i5 4670K or AMD Ryzen 1300X. Memory need to be around 16 gigabytes of RAM. The graphics card need to be an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 970 or AMD Radeon RX 470. DirectX needs to be version 12, and your storage needs to be an SSD with at least 90 gigabytes of available space. And of course, you need a broadband connection. Now for a high-spec PC requirements. Now, in order to run Diablo 4 at 1080p and 60 frames per second, you need to run this with Windows 10 version 1909 or newer at 64-bit. We also need a Intel Core i7 8700K or AMD Ryzen 2700X for your processor. Memory need to be around 16 gigabytes. The graphics need to be NVIDIA GeForce RTX 2060 or AMD Radeon RX 5700 XT. And DirectX need to be version 12. Storage SSD with 90 available gigabytes. And of course, you will need that broadband connection. And last but not least, for the Ultra 4K specs, to run Diablo 4 at 4K resolution at ultra graphics settings and 60 frames per second, you will need to run that with your Windows 10 1909 or newer for the OS. Processor would need to be an i7 Intel 8700K or AMD Ryzen 7 2700X. Memory need to be 32 gigabytes of RAM. Graphics will need to be NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3080 or NVIDIA GeForce RTX 40 series for fully supported DLSS 3 or AMD Radeon RX 6800 XT. DirectX version need to be 12. Storage SSD will need to be 90 available gigabytes. And of course, broadband connection. But there's a nice little asterisk down here and tells that Diablo 4 will attempt to run on any hardware below minimum specifications, including HDDs, dual-core CPUs, and integrated GPUs. However, the game experience may be significantly diminished, but it still could run. It's pretty cool. So boom, there you have it. That is all of the PC requirements to run Diablo 4. But for right now, that's pretty much going to for the video. Links down below to this article. As always, if you're new to the channel, how you doing and welcome. Don't forget to subscribe right here at Karpo Gaming. Upload a wide variety of videos range from updates, tips and tricks, guides and news, and a whole lot more. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Once again, thank you everybody for all your love and support. And as always, I'll be seeing y'all in the next one. Later.